Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of the weekend so far. And welcome to this new video, an update on Solana. We're going to do a full fundamental and technical update on the current situation, what you should expect, and why I think it's only a matter of time before Solana really starts to rally. We'll talk about that. So let's start off with the fundamentals, because the fundamentals ultimately are the key reason why I expect Solana to rally. And I have to laugh a little bit with that, because ultimately, if you look at the technicals, I mean, sure, Solana is holding the consolidation, the value area we have formed since the 10th of October, right? That major crash. We have been able to hold that range, but ultimately, how we've been able to hold that range and the momentum within that range is incredibly weak. All right, there's not a lot of strength. For example, on Thursday, when obviously there was quite a lot of bearish pressure in the entire markets, it was not specifically Solana that was very weak, but then you had a very strong support level right here for Solana at $185, for example. And then, you know, if there were altcoins, let's keep it at that, that actually were able to hold their key support levels relatively well, and Solana just wasn't. I mean, you can see we dropped down much lower than that, dropped down into the equal lows compared to Wednesday, the 22nd of October. So relatively weak technically. Fundamentally, though, I'm very optimistic about Solana, and that basically has two key reasons. The first reason is the ETF inflows. All right, the ETF inflows, which obviously we had the Bitwise Solana ETF launching last week. In my opinion, are absolutely outperforming what I expected. All right. At this point of time, we've had $200 million in ETF inflows. All right, and you can actually see, well, there's not a massive growth, but they are stable. All right, we're gaining about 44 to $50 million on average in Solana ETF inflows. Now, I'm not certain what the procedure is of buying that Solana. Maybe that's still coming a little bit later. I don't know. And obviously, I mean, $200 on a liquidity with a 2 plus 2 minus 2% depth of about 20 million, the delta. I mean, it's not huge, but ultimately, I think fundamentally, just the indication that this gives of institutional and retail interest is great. And then we look at the fundamentals for Solana right here. I think the DEX trading volume, so the actual monetary usage of Solana has been, even though people say the trenches are dead and there's nothing happening on chain with Solana, they're extremely stable and they're relatively high as well since May, which is a great sign. Same thing with the TVL. The TVL has gone up and down, and there's not anymore an uptrend in there, which there was until the middle of September, but ultimately that stability is good, and you can add some metrics. You can check out some other things which you want to see regarding app revenue, relatively stable, stablecoins market cap also increasing. So the fundamentals for Solana are just very good. The problem is that it's not reflected in the price. All right, and is that really a problem? In my opinion, no. But that does mean the price tells you a lot, right? So ultimately everything that we spoke about fundamentally is priced in. So there seems to be something happening, and whether that's a whale selling off Solana into the ETF, whatever, indirectly, or something else, that doesn't matter. But these technicals to me signal stability. So that's what I would expect for now, stability. But then when we actually do see technical momentum brewing, which we'll have to wait for now, to be fair. But when we see that brewing, then I expect the bullish breakout right here and a move into 215. And this is also what I do expect. All right, so I expect stability for now. And then at some point of time, I expect momentum to kick in. And whether that's because of Bitcoin initially or for Solana specifically, I don't care. And when that momentum kicks in, I'll be looking for a long entry right here in this area between 195 and $200 potentially after breaking above that. But I'll keep you updated on that. I'll make a video on that as soon as I can when it actually happens. For now, at least, this is what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.